What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the 2nd Street Marvel for yet another comic book review. And in today's review, this is gonna get good. I'm going to be reviewing Black Widow Prelude, issue number 1. Now, this is issue number 1 of 2 books that is going to be coming out as a prelude to the Black Widow movie getting ready to come out from Marvel Studios on May 1st, 2020. Now, I've been waiting to read this book. I got a few things that I want to talk about in this book because there's some very interesting things going on here. Now, this book was written by Peter David. C.F. Villa is the artist. Chris Sotomayor is the colorist. And BC's Travis Lanham is the letterer. And I'm going to go ahead and show you those names right there along with some of the art that you can kind of expect out of this book. And those are the names right there. You can see right there in the bottom corner. Now, pay particular attention to what that is. Now, I gotta tell you guys, overall, a lot of these prelude books for the movies aren't anything you really have to read to get into the movie. Nothing required. If you're a regular comic book fan, you may not pick these up because, you're like, hey, these tie to the MCU. I'm not really worried about these stories. Coming out of Marvel Studios as far as my comic book reading. So I'm not sure that these ever really sell a whole lot of copies. I could completely be wrong there. But I talk a lot about theories and build my own theories and things on the Marvel Cinematic Universe here on the channel. So I buy these things because there's some interesting things that are revealed in some of these issues. And this one is no different. Now, first off, this book starts, it was said by Kevin Feige. Let me talk a little bit about it here. Some of the theories here is not too long ago, Kevin Feige said that this Black Widow movie, since she's dead in the MCU, a lot of people are like, hey, why would I go see this movie? And I've got to say, I've been trying to say that I don't think a whole lot of it is going to take place in the past. I think it's going to take place in the current time. Now, it has been said by Kevin Feige that this movie will take place, or actually he said it would be set in a time after Civil War. Now, he just, the exact words that he used just kind of really just said, okay, well, it takes place then. Well, some of it could take place then and some of it not. And I've largely hypothesized that it will take place in current time. But here we actually open up on this scene from Captain America Winter Soldier as the World Security Council was there at the Triskelion meeting with Alexander Pierce. And that's, where Black Widow was impersonating that councilwoman that was on there. Councilwoman Hawley is her name, who she was impersonating. She pulled the mask off and, was there for Pierce, and that's when Nick Fury showed up. Well, that's kind of where this book starts off at. And then we open up to this scene right here where we can see, we're here at Captain America Civil War. And we get into this conversation there between General Thaddeus Ross and Councilwoman Hawley. And he's having a conversation with her, talking to her about wanting to bring Black Widow to justice, Natasha Romanoff to justice as they're out looking for her, and he's asking her for her help. And she's like, hey, she saved our lives. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, she's an enemy of the state because, saying that she broke the Sokovia Accords, which is some other interesting things that we'll talk about here in just a minute. So, the councilwoman's like, hey, she saved our lives and now you want our help to pull her in. What's the deal here? And he's basically telling her, I need your help to bring her in. She is a fugitive. She violated the Sokovia Accords. And so then, she's basically, they're arm wrestling with each other here, and she's asking why that she should go help him. And that's when he proceeds to tell her about some of Natasha Romanoff's past. Yes, we get these flashes that we've seen in Avengers Age of Ultron as he's sitting there telling her about the Red Room and just kind of Natasha Romanoff's past. Some very interesting things were revealed here in this scene and during this conversation. Some things that refer back to the first Avengers movie and even a little bit more after that when he's telling her how she came to be in the service of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well. He tells a little bit about that story. Something else referring back to things from the first Avengers movie. And some of these things I've kind of been talking about here on the channel, especially when you get into this page over here where he's talking to talking to the councilwoman about some of Natasha Romanoff's past and how she was in Iran, just outside of Odessa, where she was trying to extract this nuclear engineer out of Iran, and she ended up getting her tires got shot out outside of Odessa, and that's when the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes had shot her, and it went through her so he could kill that nuclear engineer that she was trying to get out of Iran. And remember, in Winter Soldier, she says, "Goodbye, bikinis." You know what scene I'm talking about. So we get a lot about that, and then of course the book ends up with this flashback back to Iron Man 2, as he's sitting there telling this Councilwoman Hawley about Black Widow's checkered past. But just some very interesting things going on in this book here. Again, these books don't really provide a whole lot. Like, if you're just a regular comic book reader, these probably aren't something that you're rushing out to pick up at your local comic book shop. But again, like I said, I do build my own theories here on the channel regarding a lot of the MCU movies. So I always go out and pick these up. And these ones actually reveal a couple of things that I think are very important. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I will be talking more about these on the Morning Movie Chat, and probably in some other theory videos getting ready to come up very soon. And I think we're going to learn a little bit about some of the characters getting ready to come out in the Black Widow movie. But let me know down in the comments below, have you read Black Widow Prelude? If not, is it something that you want to pick up? This is only issue 1 of 2. Let me know down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell, and all of that good stuff. That you know what you're doing here, right? Give this video a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Happy reading. Get hyped for Black Widow coming out in theaters on May 1st, and we'll see you in plenty of videos before then. Later.